On this episode, intercooler and piping. What up, YouTube, and welcome back. Today, I think is going to be the final assembly of what needs to be done on the GTO. Turbos are all done, downpipes all done, exhaust is all done, gauges are all done. So pretty much the last thing we have to do is put the intercooler on and the piping and start the car. So let's go ahead, do a quick recap of everything we've got so far, and then we'll start working on taking off the front bumper and installing the intercooler. Alright, so here's a quick recap of basically the engine bay. Turbo's done, wastegate's done, oil lines, coolant lines, pretty much that's all done. Inside the car, we got both gauges, air, fuel, and boost. The oil pressure gauge is right there. Interior is pretty much all put back together because all of this was all ripped out so I can run wires. So that's all done. The exhaust is complete. She enjoys it. Exhaust is done though. Battery relocated to the trunk. I forgot also in the interior, the ECM is in that kick panel. And back to the front of the car. So now we'll go ahead, remove the bumper, which is really easy. There's 3 bolts. I already took the cover off that was here, so you got the bolts there. And then there's a couple screws here. And then disconnect the cords for the fog lights, and the front bumper we can just put it off and put it off to the side. So we'll go ahead, get the bumper off, and start making a plan for our intercooler piping. Alright, so pretty much what I'm going to do is time lapse the video of me removing the bumper, and then once that's gone, we'll get into mocking up the placement of the intercooler. Alright, so got the bumper off, got the absorber off. Now we'll go ahead and just put this off to the side so that it doesn't get ruined. And here we have our blank slate. So let me grab the intercooler and we'll figure out how much of this reinforcement bar that we're gonna have to cut off, or just basically remove the whole thing, because it's not really a daily driven car, so I'm not too concerned about safety. But let's go ahead and grab the intercooler. Alright, so here we have the intercooler, which I think I got this from EM USA. I'm not sure. Can't remember, but it's pretty much gonna sit in there somehow just like this. I'll have to probably make some different brackets, but for the most part I think this is probably gonna be the general location. Maybe a little bit lower, but first things first, we are going to probably have to cut this up because I thought it was a bolt-on, bolt-off type reinforcement, which it doesn't look like it. So let me get the cutoff wheel, and well, before I do that, I'm going to make my marks of where I want to center this, where I want to mount it, and then I'll go ahead and start cutting. So let me get measuring tape, marker, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so good news is it was a bolt-on. There was, on each side, one bolt there, one bolt up there, and then one hidden from the inside. So once you take off the bumper, you'll be able to get the access right through here to get it. And then same thing on this side. You had the bolt there, and then the one you had to get from on this side. So now, which is next, I think that's the power steering cooler. What I may do is these brackets, maybe just push it up against the condenser and bolt it down onto somewhere, and then that'll clear out this, and I could push the intercooler back more. I may have to make some brackets off of here going down to be able to mount the intercooler. So we'll go ahead and move the power steering cooler out of the way, and then we'll move ahead. Alright, so a little update. I made my own brackets from angle iron. So right here I got it bolted in down here, runs down, runs underneath, and there's a bolt and a nut through the bottom. Same thing on that side. I only got one bolt in there for now, just for a quick mock-up on each side to make sure everything fits. Pretty much you figure maybe a couple 90s in a straight pipe for that side, and then same thing for the driver's side. Probably a little 90 to go through there, and there's the outlet for the turbo. So pretty much right through there I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of space. And then the hard part is figuring out how to get this side up around, up and over, and into the throttle body when there really isn't much room down there to begin with. What I was thinking is that hole right there, maybe making it a little bigger, and hopefully I can fit a pipe to come up and 90 it, run along through here, and sit right there into the throttle body. But there it is with the bumper off, and there it is with the bumper on. I gotta hold it with my feet because it's not tightened down or anything, plus I don't have the headlights in. But let's see if I can get you a shot of the intercooler coming through there with the light. And there would be the intercooler right behind the grill. So everything fits. It's just finishing it off now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on both sides of the turbo outlets, and then I'll finish off with the outlet to go into the inlet of the throttle body, which is gonna be the hardest part. So let's keep on working, and I'll get back to you guys with another update soon. Alright, so another little update. I ended up cutting up a couple 90s. The only reason why they're up like that right now is because I need to cut out this little lip in here so I can fold it down, fish this in through there, and then it should meet up with the turbo right there, and all I gotta do is put another little 90-degree coupler, and that'll do it for the passenger side. And for the driver's side, pretty much I'm in the same exact boat. I gotta get rid of this lip, fold it down, fit it through, and then maybe a straight coupler should fit there, and then that'll do it for the driver's side. Now for this part, this is what's gonna worry me, because this is a 3-inch, so that means I gotta go maybe about 12 to 15 inches that way, 90-degree in, 90-degree coupler going straight up, and hopefully I have enough room in that area there to come up and over between the frame rail, or not the frame rail, the core support and the turbo, to go basically up and over and into the throttle body. But for now, what I'm gonna do is cut out each of those little lips, fold them down, get the pipes through, get it all bolted down, so that part will be done, and then take my time working on this one. Alright, so I went ahead and cut a 90-degree pipe, and I had to smash it down a little bit. I'll show you what I did with the passenger side. So as you can see, it's probably a 2.5 for sure, and I probably had to smash it to about a 2-inch, because if you can see in there, it's pretty much probably only a 2-inch square. So I was having trouble getting it into there, but now it's all connected. I had put a little angle cut on this, and then put a little bead roll on there all the way around, clamped it down. So this whole entire pipe is not moving. Intercooler is not moving. Now it's gonna be on to installing the passenger side, but I think I'm gonna need to take off maybe about 1 inch, and then it'll fit. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one and install it on the car. Alright, so in order to get that pipe around and up through there, I took out the fan for right now, but what I did was the radiator hose, I added, I think it's maybe 3-inch extension, just to push it out a little bit so that I can get the pipe literally right through here to come up, and then take a 90-degree in right into the throttle body. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the radiator fan back in and see if that was enough room. If not, what I'll do is just take out this extension here and put this part in on the radiator so that it makes it closer to the radiator and still gives me room. So either way, if I use this piece or without the piece, I should still have enough room to get the pipe through. Alright, so I got the radiator fan back in, and as you can see right there, there's my extension pipe, and that little area right there is the amount of space I needed to get the pipe through. Well, let me go ahead and show you guys what it looks like with the pipe through it. There it is. Here's the pipe. Fits right through. I mean, it touches the radiator hose, but that's alright. But it's gonna come straight up, make the left, and into the throttle body. And then that will be completely done with the intercooler setup. So let me go ahead and get the couplers and a couple other pipes to make everything all work correctly, and we'll be on to the next step, which is basically fluids and starting it. So let's go ahead and get all this buttoned up, and we'll start the car next episode. Alright, so we got our coupler that comes off the throttle body, goes into the mass airflow, and then we got our pipe down there with a coupler that's gonna basically come up and then go into this coupler. Here is the beginning of that pipe that's gonna go between both of those couplers. I had it all taped together, but I think the heat made it fall apart. So I'll just put those back together, weld those up, and then on that corner, we're gonna put the blow-off valve. So it doesn't quite fit, so I'm probably gonna have to cut these out just a little bit more, since this is a 3-inch pipe and I think this is made for 2.5. But we'll go ahead, weld this up, modify this to fit on here, weld this up. Well, I still gotta cut the hole, but cut the hole, weld this up, and then put this together, get the vacuum line or the boost line to the top of the blow-off valve, and pretty much that'll be it for the whole entire turbo kit. We'll get some oil in the car, and then we'll be able to start it. But first, let's weld this together. Alright guys, final assembly is done. I just gotta finish off the pipe that goes here, which is right here drying. So I already went ahead, cut the pipes, welded it, welded the got the fan on, so if it sounds loud it's because of the fan. But like I was saying, cut a 90, cut a 45, welded them together, welded on the blow-off valve flange. So this will go there, I already got my clamp. The clamp's down there. And once that's done, pretty much there is the vacuum line that'll go to the top of the blow-off valve. And after that, the car's done. I tried to start it just to see if I had any leaks, but my battery's dead. So I'm gonna have to put that on the charger, get that all charged up, and then next episode, the car will start. All right, guys, thank you for following me on the journey from rear mounting it, canceling that idea, going twins, taking forever to do this build, but it's complete. Next episode, like I was saying, we're gonna start it up, hear it run, and then maybe in a week or so before winter, hit the dyno, and maybe, all depends, we'll see. I still have the fuel pump and injectors to put in, so that may be this year. I may wait till next year, but as far as that goes, car's complete. So like, subscribe, comment, share, do what you gotta do, and as always, if you didn't like it, it's too late, you already watched it. Peace.